Once upon a time, in a distant land, there lived a terrible king of darkness, and he had a beautiful daughter. The princess was so beautiful that when she appeared in the forest, all the birds fell silent. The wind stopped singing, and even the trees froze. Everyone admired the beautiful girl in complete silence. That's what the princess was called, Silence. One day, on a beautiful spring morning, Silence walked through the forest, talking to familiar birds and trees. And suddenly, she heard wonderful music. The sounds were so gentle that it seemed as if the sun was shining brighter, and the wind was whispering some kind of warm words. Pushing aside the branches of the trees, the princess looked out into the clearing and saw a blonde shepherdess playing a pipe. Silence stood in the shade of the trees and listened to this magical, enchanting music. It seemed to her that she could listen to the shepherdess forever. For several days in a row, the princess went to this clearing to listen to the shepherdess. And on one of those spring days, the eyes of a young man and a girl met, and they fell in love with each other. Now Silence often escaped from her father's cold, dark house to see the shepherdess. When King Gloom found out about this, he became terribly angry and imprisoned his daughter in a high tower. But the young man's love turned out to be so strong that he managed to bypass all the castles and guards and steal the beauty. Silence and the shepherd boy escaped from the gloomy castle. But one night, the almighty King of Darkness caught up with the fugitives and, in a rage, wanted to turn his daughter into something terrible and gloomy. But even his charms couldn't handle the beauty. The Silence turned into a light white cloud. It rose into the blue sky and flew away, carried away by the wind. Since then, the cloud has been flying around the world. People don't often notice him, but, obeying some secret forces, sometimes in the midst of noise, fun, arguments and laughter, suddenly comes amazing ringing silence. It's the beautiful silence that has descended next to it. Let us keep quiet and listen. Maybe we'll be able to hear it.